It's time to do better. It's time to think anew tonight about what we thought we knew about Kamala Harris. Time to reassess our view of Kamala Harris. Now, if you watch the show, you know that for more than a year now, we've had a pretty conventional understanding of this country's first black/Indian/part Canadian vice president, who also happens to identify as a woman. Now, we've assumed that Kamala Harris was historically unpopular because she's historically incompetent and fake. We assume she earned her low approval numbers. And we're not alone in that. Lots of other people have come to the very same conclusion. There's currently a debate among software engineers about whether Harris is even of biological origin or instead the product of a classified government AI project gone wrong. We don't know the answer, but we certainly understand the question. She's that synthetic. So again, until the other day, we assumed that people don't like Kamala Harris because she's highly unlikable. Keep in mind that even her own husband kisses her with a mask on. To us, that seemed like a pretty clear sign. But we're here tonight to tell you that assumptions can change, even assumptions rooted in overwhelming evidence and observable reality. Sometimes, and this happens, your entire worldview can flip upside down instantly, invert in a flash of light. Ask Saul of Tarsus. Our Road to Damascus experience came when we saw this clip of Joy Reid from MSNBC doing a drive-time radio show. Watching it, we realized the problem isn't Kamala Harris, the problem is us. So take a look at this. Open your mind a little bit and see if you don't come to the same life-changing conclusion that we did. Here's Joy Reid.
I think for Kamala Harris, she's had like the triple problem of being a woman, and so people not being willing to respect her the way that they would respect a male vice president, of being black, which we already know that what that carries with it is the anti-blackness comes, with the package, and then also being vice president at a time that is really, really difficult.
Joy and I talk about this all the time. Madam Vice President, and you know this, Charlene, she black, okay?
Yes.
She went to Howard, she AK, and when she talks to you, it is, she sounds
She's so
like
regular.
me. She's so regular
She
and
really
approachable,
is.
and it's unfortunate that more people don't see
see
that.
it.
And there's also just the dumbing down of the American electorate. People don't understand civics, they don't understand politics, they don't understand how things work.
Did you hear that? Have you internalized it? Have you brought it deep inside? Let it marinate a little bit? People who don't like Kamala Harris are sexist, obviously, because like Admiral Rachel Levine, she identifies as a woman too. They're also racist because Kamala Harris is the daughter of a Jamaican college professor. Duh. And by the way, they're also stupid by definition. They know nothing about civics or American politics. It's the dumbing down of America. Unlike Kamala Harris, you don't, quote, understand how things work. So the takeaway is Kamala Harris isn't unpopular because she's a bad person. She's unpopular because you're a bad person. You're the problem. Your racism is hurting Kamala Harris's political career. Damn you, bigot. And then we realize, how's this for mind bending? Joy Reid was talking about us. And then we broke down and shed the bitter tears of self-awareness. And our journey of education began. We wanted to know more. So we found an interview that Joy Reid recently did with a black supremacist website called The Root, a website that's now a permanent fixture in our favorites tab. Reid is the child of well-educated African immigrants, grew up in a white neighborhood in Denver, and went to Harvard. So naturally, she's got a gut-level understanding of the historic black experience in America, the way you do when you're from Denver and went to Harvard. You just feel it. It's just part of you. The way it's part of Kamala Harris after growing up in Montreal. As Joy Reid put it, quote, Kamala is just a regular sister, in the same way people would always say that Michelle Obama is like your sister if your cousin became First Lady. Kamala Harris is like if your cousin became Vice President of the United States. I think she doesn't get to show that personality often enough, and so people haven't had a chance to know her. You following this? So Kamala Harris is like your sister in the same way that Michelle Obama would be like your sister if your sister was your cousin and also married to the president. Why hadn't we realized that before? Well, as Joy Reid pointed out, quote, most of the media is still white and male. Of course. Those damn white males, always hiding the sister-cousin connection. That's what they do. But for us, the veil had been lifted. We could see for the first time what our racism had blinded us to for so long. And the truth hurt. It was so painful that for days we had to wear sunglasses even indoors. But it was worth it, because at that point began a journey of contrition and self-discovery that honestly was long overdue. Like Adam Kinzinger, we finally faced the truth about ourselves and were moved to weeping by what we saw. How could we be so darn racist? That's the question we're asking ourselves tonight in the fading light of this year's Juneteenth observance. So that was the old us. We've shed it like a snakeskin. It's time to change. It's time to do better. It's time to think anew tonight about what we thought we knew about Kamala Harris.
Hey guys, if you like smart, nuanced, left-right conversations and interviews in a world where there are very few of those,
do you want to hear both sides of an issue? Do you want to hear people debate it out?
then you need to subscribe to our new YouTube channel by clicking the link in the description or the pop-up button that appears on your screen.